October 1942, World War II. One American soldier is sitting behind a machine gun, just unloading round after round into the dark. And coming straight at him, thousands of Japanese soldiers. Most of his buddies around him are already dead or laid out on the ground, hurt bad. His machine gun is so hot, it's basically cooking itself. He's running low on ammo, and the enemy keeps getting closer, every single second. Most people in that spot would have bailed. They would have run. But what this one guy did that night? His own commanding officer later said the dude was basically a one-man army. History remembers his name, John Basilone. This is a true story from World War II, and it all kicks off on this island called Guadalcanal, part of the Solomon Islands. The Japanese wanted it bad. The Americans were dug in trying to hold it. Why? Because there was an airstrip there called Henderson Field, and whoever controlled that airstrip basically controlled the sea and air routes around it. Big deal, right? So the Japanese army made a call. Hit the Americans hard, at night, and take Henderson Field by force. At this point, John Basilone is with the 1st Battalion, 7th Marines. He's in charge of 2 water-cooled heavy machine gun sections. Basically, his whole job is to hold the line. But that night on Guadalcanal, his job was about to get next to impossible. And then it happens. The night of October 24th into the 25th, 1942. This is what people now call the Battle of Henderson Field. Basilone and his guys are locked in and ready. Everybody knows it's going to be a long night. Nobody knows it's about to become history.
See anything? Just shadows. Stay alert.
Then, the jungle starts moving. Shouting, footsteps, getting closer. And then, the attack hits.
Push them back! Fire! They're advancing on the left! Hold your ground!
This isn't a small skirmish. This is a massive, full-force assault. Wave after wave of Japanese soldiers slam into the Marine defensive line. Bullets are tearing through the air. Basilone's machine guns start roaring. He knows exactly what's at stake. If those guns stop firing, even for a second, the enemy floods straight through. And if the line breaks, everybody behind it is in danger too. So he's holding his team together, keeping everything running. But the mortars and grenades keep landing right on top of the American position.
Die! Grenade!
One of Basilone's machine gun crews gets hit hard. Guys are wounded. Some can't fight anymore. This is the moment where the whole line could have just collapsed. No gun crew means the enemy walks right through. Most people would freeze up here, wait for orders, wait for backup, maybe even think about pulling back. Basilone doesn't wait for anybody. He gets up, runs straight through the gunfire, grabs a spare machine gun, and sets it up in a new spot. Sounds simple when you say it like that, but every single step he took out there was basically him walking through death. He gets the gun set up and gets it firing again. Then he spots another gun. It's jammed, totally dead. This isn't just a broken weapon anymore. This is a hole in the whole defense. If that gun doesn't come back online, the attack gets way more dangerous, way faster. So Basilone moves again. He starts working on fixing it right there in the middle of the chaos. Explosions going off around him, dirt flying everywhere. But his whole focus is on that gun. He knows it has to fire again. While he's working, one of his guys is covering him. A little while later, the gun's back up and running. Basilone takes it over himself. He sits down behind it and just starts mowing down wave after wave coming at him. At this point, he's not just a sergeant anymore. He's the entire shield for that line. His wounded buddies are watching this guy, and he is not stopping. The gun's overheating. The attack keeps coming. The night just keeps dragging on. But Basilone is not moving from that spot. This goes on for hours. The Japanese soldiers keep attacking, get pushed back, regroup, and come right back again. But Basilone knows one thing for sure: falling back means death. His fellow Marines later say this guy went without sleep, without rest, basically without food, and held that position for hours straight. Slowly, the Japanese attacks start breaking apart. By the time the sun comes up, you can see exactly what that fight did to the area. It's devastation everywhere. When his commanding officer hears the full story of what went down that night, that's when he calls Basilone a one-man army. After this battle, John Basilone gets selected for the Medal of Honor.
But his story doesn't stop there. After getting the medal, he heads back to the U.S., and people welcome him as a hero. But Basilone? He asks to go back to the front lines. He knew there was a real chance he wouldn't come back. He wanted to go anyway. Eventually, he gets the green light to go back into combat. This time, the location is Iwo Jima. The date? February 19, 1945. This turns into one of the bloodiest battles of the entire Pacific War. The 2nd American Marines hit that beach. They get slammed with gunfire from every direction. On Iwo Jima, Basilone is right back out front. He pushes his machine gun section forward. He helps take out a Japanese blockhouse, clearing a path for his guys. In the middle of heavy fire, he also helps get a tank out of a minefield. But this time, luck doesn't go his way. That same day, he's killed in action. For his courage on Iwo Jima, John Basilone was awarded the Navy Cross. He's one of the rare few whose name is tied not to one act of bravery, but two. And that's the story of John Basilone. If you respect what this guy did, drop a salute in the comments. And if you want more true war stories like this one, make sure you're following the page.